Did you find it challenging coming out of bodybuilding, maybe going to other business ventures where it's easier to be a control freak in bodybuilding because you control everything, but in business it's hard?
I mean, I never really had stress in bodybuilding. Only my self-imposed stress of training on a restricted diet and starving and being tired and all that. But that was my choice to do that, and that was the way I got in shape. But business, man, that's a whole different nightmare. So many things to deal with, so many people, so many factors which you can't control. My business is in a really good place now, working with great people, but it's 25 years I've been in business, you know, so lots of ups and downs, and just training for contests was much more straightforward in a way. And I only had myself to really deal with, like, you know, and all the things which I could control until, like, I got an injury, which I couldn't control that and how my body responded to that. But most of it was in my control, where, you know, in business, there's other people that, suppliers supposed to be on time and they're not on time, and all these type of different stresses to deal with. But it took me time to build a really good team around me so that I can just focus on new developments and promotions and stuff like that, and know that everything else is ticking along.
You mentioned you've been in business for 25 years. What's the big lesson you would tell Dorian 25 years ago?
Keep your eye on everything. Keep your eye on everything, and watch everything and learn everything. Don't let other people do everything and have everything in their hands, and you don't have control and you don't have knowledge of your business. And it is difficult, because I didn't grow up wanting to be a businessman. Oh, wow, I really want to be a businessman. No, that's boring, that's shitty, I don't want to do that. I did my passion. Business is not my passion, it's more like a necessity. But I learned that from other people that I worked with that were good. I noticed what they did. They delegated out a lot of stuff. Like, I've worked with people that weren't really good at anything, but they build a successful business because they get people that are good at certain things. And I spent my whole life studying bodybuilding and nutrition and training. I don't have time to learn, you know, something to that extent. That took me 25 years of my life to be really good at that. So I don't have time to learn to be really good at other stuff, but you can build a team around you with people that are very, you know, a guy that's very good at social media. Well, I don't know nothing about social media. I don't want to know about it. So I need a guy for that. I need a guy that's managing finance. It's not my expertise, but this guy is trained for that. So that's the position I'm in now. It took a long time. It was just me and a few people that started D1 Nutrition.
Did you find that, obviously you've had a huge amount of star power through your career with the success you've had in bodybuilding, that maybe those periods in business people were trying to take advantage of you in that respect, or maybe have some naivety to
100%, because they know that your mind's not on it. You're not focused on it. You want to earn an income and everything, but you're an athlete, and it happens to so many athletes, because or even musicians. I love music, and I know a lot of musicians that end up with not very much because they're musicians. They want to play music. That's their art, and they want to be involved in this. And they're really interested in the finance until they wake up one day, they don't have anything. Then they're interested. But
there's a problem to solve,
Yeah, then they're interested, but it's not our passion, you know. We're athletes, so it's easy for people to take advantage of if you're not careful.
Quick interjection into the podcast. I hope you're enjoying the podcast with Dorian Yates. If you haven't already, smash the like button. If you're an online coach or aspiring fitness professional and you want to have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, I'd like to invite you to book in a free call to find out exactly how we can help you achieve those three things with 7-Figure Scaling Systems, which is the #1 business helping fitness professionals scale online. So you hit the link below this video to book in the free call now to find out how we can help you. Now back to the episode. In terms of coming to your passion of training, looking back now on your career, what would you have changed in terms of maybe to extend the career, maybe not have any injuries, or is there anything, maybe with the information we have now, that you would change?
Yeah, well, I'd rather phrase it as, we were talking before, I'd rather phrase it as, what did I learn that I could pass on? Because maybe the injuries were meant to happen, and that all happened
sequentially for a reason.
Sequentially, like I had to change my way of thinking. I had to be learn a lot more about the world and about spirituality and different things, and that maybe had to happen. But I do remember getting ready for 97 when I got injured. Before I got injured, something was missing. I was not like really excited about this now. It's like, wow, this is Groundhog Day. Am I not just doing the same thing I've been doing for so long now?
Is that because you think you've done it so many times?
It just started to get there. Like, is this becoming a job? Because I never saw it as that. I saw it as a passion. And yeah, it is a job. It's my profession. I'm earning money, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun at it. It was just a feeling of like, there's more to life than this. And I've cut it all out and I need to be doing... It was just that feeling before I even had the injury. And then the injury, of course, came along and like, decision made for you.
Sign
you
from God.
have a choice now, yeah, which was really shook my world for like 2 or 3 years. And it's a bit of a wilderness time as well for myself and probably some other people from the industry, because there was the magazines, right? And then if you're not featured in the magazines, you kind of disappear from people's mind. And then the internet came along and social media and all that stuff. It kind of relaunched probably myself and a lot of guys from my generation where I go now. I did the expo. I do a lot of expos. The last one I did was in Birmingham at the Arnold Classic earlier in the year. And I got hundreds of people, like, round the hallway, yeah? Average age, early 20s. Not even born when I was competing as Mr. Olympia, but they've come got interested in the fitness industry. They see the older guys and wow, look what these was, and then they get really interested. So I think a lot of guys' careers took a boost from all that exposure online, that people can learn about us and get in touch with us and everything. So what would I change? I would change my training going into a contest to remove the unnecessary risk of training very heavy into the contest when you're like super lean. And we didn't have any tests, like even a testosterone test.
What, to check your test levels?
Yeah, I mean, it may have been available, but I don't know about it or anyone else. It's not a thing that we did or we talked about. Or your estradiol, for instance. We just knew testosterone good, estrogen bad. Testosterone up, keep your estrogen down. Take an estrogen blocker. But it's not as simple as that, yeah? It's very complex. And by pushing the estrogen down to wherever, I don't know, I do believe that makes you more vulnerable to injury as well, because you're almost like dried out in your tendons and your joints and everything as well. And I was very lean, like quite way out from the contest. Yeah. So obviously under those circumstances, your injury risk is going to increase a lot. And why would you be lifting maximum weights? Because you want to stimulate muscle growth, but you're not going to get muscle growth when you're on a calorie deficit, right? So there's no point. But in my mind, it was like, I got to keep doing what got me to be Mr. Olympia from a little basement gym in the middle of Birmingham. That got me there. So it was very hard for me to like think, well, I should just train lighter now and just cruise. Cruise is a competition. This is me stepping back and being logical, but passion, drive, sometimes is not logical. So I thought I had to keep pushing heavy to maintain the size and keep that look that heavy training had given me. If I back off a bit and do higher reps and pump and stuff, maybe I'll lose size. It's not rational. So I would say that last 2 months before a contest, your training with weight is there to maintain the muscle mass. Your diet and your cardio is there to reduce the body fat. Maintaining is quite easy. You don't need to train to failure to maintain. I mean, look, go in a gym. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing a good job of
50%,
maintaining. Mainly. So yeah, that would be my advice. Be cautious going into a contest when you're getting very lean, and check if you're taking anti-estrogens, check that it's not bringing it down too low, because low estrogen is also not good. You have a more tendency to have thrombosis. Estrogen is protective on your blood vessels in your brain, so it's not good to push it down all the time. And it could have been one of the factors, along with the unnecessarily heavy weights going in that last 6 weeks, that contributed to the injury. So, just learn from what I did. I don't believe in regret, so that whatever happened to me happened. But if you don't want it to happen to you, then maybe I'm being helpful by letting you know.
Heed some advice.
Yeah.